Hi, I'm Rebecca Pacheco for Runner's World, and this is my pre-run yoga sequence for you. We're going to begin at the top of our mats. You'll need your sneakers off for now. Take your feet hip-width distance apart. Knees are gentle, especially if you know you have tight hamstrings, and you'll fold your body forward in a gentle forward fold. So in terms of the families of yoga poses that we do, forward folds are among the most calming and cooling. So let's get started, nice and easy, in a ragdoll. Let your head hang below your heart. Notice my knees are bent. You can use your arms in whichever way you like. You can just let them dangle, or you can hold opposite hand to elbow. Neck is relaxed. Let's take a deep breath in through the nostrils. Open your mouth and let it go. Do that once more. Big breath in. And set it free. Now as you breathe, you can seal your lips shut and just breathe through the nostrils. Let yourself rock gently side to side if that feels good, lengthening your torso in either direction. And see if you can drop into the mental focus of one breath at a time. Big inhale. An even exhale. Let your arms dangle to the floor and step one leg back behind you. I'm going to take my right foot back into a low lunge. Back knee to the earth, forearms to the front thigh bone. You're experiencing no pain in the back knee. If it hurts, you can fold your mat over. You can pad your knee with an extra t-shirt or a towel. Lean into your hip flexors, accentuating the stretch, and then you'll take your two hands inside your front foot. Widen your stance a little bit. And then I'm taking my left toes out to what would be 10 o'clock on a clock face. You'll roll to the baby toe side of your foot. You think you stepped in gum or something. You went running, you stepped in gum, and you're picking up the sole of your sneaker. Let the knee drop out to the side. You can use one hand against your thigh bone. Please don't press on your knee joint, but you can press on the thigh bone gently, guide it away from you to relieve tension in the hip socket and even stretch your lower back. Oftentimes, this action can feel like a big relief in the lower spine. Hang out here, take a few breaths. The other option is to add a big quad stretch. So you'll bend the back knee, and only if it comes up easily, reach for your foot and gently pull your heel in toward your glutes. If that's too much, just leave the foot where it is. But if you can grab a hold, a few breaths here, lengthening the quadricep muscle. Breathe in. Giant breath out. One more cycle of breath, nice and steady. If you have the back foot, you'll let it go. We're going to pivot now into a wide-legged straddle. So take yourself to face all 10 toes facing the same direction. Rise up onto your fingertips. If you're nowhere near the floor, that's fine too. You can use your legs, you can use the side of the couch, use a chair, anything that works. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Walk your hands through your feet, crown down toward the earth, elbows wrap in. Make sure you're not white gripping your knuckles against the floor with your toes, so relax all 10 of your toes. See if you can lean your weight forward into the balls of your feet, lengthening the backs of your legs. Deep breaths here, calming and cooling in our forward fold. Shaking the head out feels nice, relieving tight neck muscles. And now from here, you'll rise up to your 10 fingertips. Think like Spider-Man here. You're going to crawl your fingertips towards your back leg. This is my right leg. If you're up here on your calf muscle, that's fine too. Maybe you're a little bit tighter. Maybe it's early in the morning. Just hang out here on the calf muscle. If you're down on the earth, think of reaching your fingers beyond the outer edge of your foot as far as they'll go and relax your head and neck down. So you get a gentle side body stretch. You're going to feel taller after this sequence. Now try this, bend your top leg. So this is my left knee, bending it deeply, getting a big stretch in the right inner thigh, groin, and the hamstring as well. Breathe in. Huge breath out. And now we'll continue to pivot toward the opposite leg, dropping into a low lunge, knee gently to the mat. You can pause for a moment, take forearms to your front thigh, and then 2 hands inside the front foot, widen your stance a little bit, and then angle your toes outward. Roll to the pinky toe edge, and again, you might take your free hand, press it against your thigh bone, and lengthen through the low spine. Open up the hip socket. A few big breaths. Bend the back knee. If it lifts, you can grab a hold. If it doesn't, again, just leave it where it is. Don't bully your body around here. We're getting ready for our run. We don't want to stress things out or tweak things before we go. One more big breath in. Gently release. Coming back to our straddle, same as before. Inhale halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Remain here, or you could reach back, interlace your fingers at your lower back. Give a little length as you breathe in. And exhale, fold forward. Wrap and rinse your arms over your head, stretching tops of your shoulders, opening up your chest. Relax the head and neck once again. It's not important how far forward you're folding. If you're up here, if your knees are bent, as long as you're feeling the stretch, you're not in pain, then you're in the right spot. Just give yourself a few deep breaths. Let it go completely. And release your hands to the floor. Rise up to your 10 fingertips and crawl back toward your top foot. Maybe you're on the calf muscle, or you're past the outer edges of your foot. Head will drop down. Now bend the back leg. Feel the stretch in your hamstring and inner thigh on the opposite side. This one can be intense. We'll continue to pivot, facing the top of the mat once again. Let's step our feet to touch, big toes together, heels slightly apart, hang it down. Nod your head gently, yes, and shake your head gently, no. We'll round and roll slowly upright to stand. Give it a simple shoulder shrug, shoulders to your ears, and then slide them down your back. From here, you're going to work some foot and ankle stabilization. So as you next inhale, you're going to rise up onto your tippy toes, bringing your arms overhead simultaneously. This requires a lot of focus. It's a good way to get your mind in the right mindset before you head out. On your next exhalation, you'll bend your knees, keep your heels high, and begin to crouch down. The object here is to try to keep the heels up the whole time. Now you're going to work the strength of your thighs. As you breathe in, the quads help lift you up. Inhale. As you breathe out, crouch back down. Keep the heels high if possible. Last round. Once you're here, the knees are going to touch down to the earth. You might use your hands to guide them. You don't want to clunk your knees down. Maybe back up onto your mat, or you can pat it for more cushioning. Most important piece here is to keep the toes curled under. I'm using my hands to guide the baby toe beneath me. This is really important because it's giving your feet a big stretch. All the fascia on the bottom of your foot, getting a stretch here. It can be quite intense. So use your breath to stay focused. Notice if you're taking the tension from one part of your body and you're just moving it somewhere else. Maybe your shoulders or your brow is furrowing. Try to relax. Stay with it for 5 more breaths. You can close your eyes. If you've ever had plantar fasciitis, this is a good one to work into your routine. It's also nice after a run, by the way. Breathe in. Complete breath out. And then this is going to feel so good. Coming out of it, take your hands forward and you get to point your toes. Ah. Some people even like to tap their feet out. That can feel nice. We're going to lean back, hands behind you, and you'll point your toes, lean backward, and lift your knees any amount. Maybe they don't come very high. They're down here. That's fine. As long as you feel the stretch in the tops of your feet and in your shins. It's a nice way to help ward off shin splints, for example. And then you're going to come to your hands and your knees, neutralize your spine in a tabletop position, and then we'll do a few cat-cow tilts to warm up your back. As you breathe in, tailbone to the sky, heart forward, look up. As you exhale, tuck your chin, scoop your belly in, and press your shoulder blades to the ceiling. Do that again. Inhale. Careful not to crank your neck. Exhale. Again. The next time you're in your cow pose, tailbone tilted, heart forward, pause. Turn it into your downward facing dog. Take a look at your brand new toes. You just had that great foot stretch, and let's ease out the feet a little bit, the lower legs, pedal them, one heel pressing toward the earth. Maybe it doesn't touch, no problem. Just feeling the stretch in the lower legs. Then take your feet together, and as you next breathe in, raise your right leg to the sky, any amount. If you need to, you can always put the left knee back down on the earth. Go ahead and wind your ankle around a few times, wiggle your toes, get both directions. Bend your knee and roll your right hip socket to the sky. Head is heavy. We'll do a few hip mandalas. A mandala is a circle, so knee to the chest, out to the side, and up in the back. A couple more just like that, easing the hip socket, moving it in all directions, warming up the outer hips, glutes, thighs. And then you'll touch the foot back down. We'll change legs. Left leg will float. Fan the foot, wiggle the toes, wind your ankle. Bend your knee and roll the hip socket open. Head is heavy. And then 3 hip circles. Imagine you have like a crayon attached to your knee and you're tracing a circle on the side wall. The last time through, look forward and take a big step, top of your mat. Follow with the back foot. Big toes connect, heels apart slightly, hang it down for a moment. Breathe in and breathe out. And now we'll round and roll slowly upright. 3 more shoulder shrugs to close. Pick your shoulders to your ears, breathe in. Slide them down, breathe out. A couple more. Inhale. Exhale. And just notice how you're standing a little bit taller already. You've had a stretch from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes, and you're ready to run. Have a great one.